Hello, YouTube family. I'm doing this video today on suicide awareness. I thought it was important that I did this video. And sometimes whenever I do videos, I have problems uploading or I have distractions and different things like that. So I use that mainly as a cue that the enemy doesn't want me to get my message out. So I'm going to go ahead and get my suicide awareness message out. So basically, um, if you see somebody going through hard times, I would say that those people are appointed to you. You are appointed to those people. If someone is having a rough time, I feel like whoever that they come in contact with, if that person is a person of God or wants to see people do better, they're going to help the person. Even if they're not successful at helping the person, they're going to at least try to help the person. So it was two separate occasions that I seen someone in the middle of the road. The first occasion was about 3 years ago. I seen somebody in the middle of the road, and it was late at night, and the way that they were kneeling in the road, I knew that something had to be off and something had to be wrong with them, because had I not been paying attention or whatever, I would have actually hit that person. So I seen it was a person in the middle of the road, busy traffic, a bad street. So I allowed the spirit to convince me to stop and check on that person. I even basically put my well-being on the line just to make sure that my fellow human being was okay. But you have to have discernment with situations too. I had discernment that, if any harm was to come towards me, I've been in situations where I've had to, think fight or flight. So I was willing to think or go through fight or flight in order to help somebody. So I seen a person in the middle of the road. I turned around. Lo and behold, it happened to be like a 17-year-old boy. He didn't have on any shoes. He seemed depressed. So I helped him out, asked him what was wrong with him. And I ended up taking him to my house to make sure he was okay, to just talk to him, give him some shoes. Lo and behold, I found out that the little boy knew my son. And my son, he was actually like a distant friend of my son. But I was thankful that I was able to see that little boy in the middle of the road, because you never know what could happen. Somebody could have killed him accidentally. He could have just did something to himself or anything, because for somebody to be in the middle of the road, something's not right, and they're at their low ends. So that's one situation. So about 8 months ago, I seen somebody walking in the middle of the road, and it was no lights or anything around. So I happened to look, and I recognized the person, and it was actually an associate of acquaintance that I know. I didn't know this person. I was introduced or met this person through someone that I know. The person that I know and the person that I seen in the street were like really good friends, at least at one point. And they have been knowing each other for probably 15 years. So whenever I seen him walking in the middle of the road, I'm like, "What's up? What you got going on?" or whatever. And he was basically telling me how he was at the end of his ropes, and he worked real hard and wanted somebody to just spend his money on, and he was tired of people taking advantage of him. He was the type of person, when he got into relationships, depending on how the relationship was, that would depend on how he was. And that's not healthy. If you're, with somebody and they make you depressed, like if they lifting you high, as soon as they drop you, you're falling. You know what I'm saying? And you can't get up yourself, then that lets you know that person has too much influence over your life, too much control over your life. You should love yourself enough to the point where if somebody does want to let you go, you should feel confident in yourself to say, well, I know who I am and I know what I have contributed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fine with that decision. They'll come back. People not trying to let good people go. People always come back to you. The Bible says your enemies will make peace with you. So if your enemy will make peace with you, imagine what somebody who is not your enemy will do. So, getting back to my point or whatever. So I put him in my car and I talked to him and stuff, and I was letting him know that he has something to live for. He has plenty of things to live for. He didn't have any kids, how he worked hard. I even told him that he was beautiful. And I ain't mean it like I'm trying to holler at you or nothing, because, I'm so aware of myself. I can have an attraction. Somebody could be attractive, but I'm not attracted to them. If you get what I'm saying. Just because somebody is beautiful on the outside don't mean I'm going to like you. You just basically eye candy. That don't mean that you can contribute anything to my life. That beauty is a vain thing at times. So I don't let beauty run my life. But this was a good looking guy. And he didn't even feel like it. He had just been broken down to the point where he didn't even feel like he was beautiful no more. A lot of the attributes that people would like to possess, he possessed them and didn't even realize. So he was questioning. He was like, "You think I'm beautiful? XYZ." I was, with a few other people, and they was also like trying to coach him through it. And I exchanged numbers with him. I said, if you need somebody, then, just holler at me, just lean on me. But I feel guilty because even though I gave him my number and I had his, we never talked and we never communicated after that. Every time I would see him, he would be with this particular girl, be opening the door for her, be smiling. He looked like he was happy, but it was just a look now that I know. So I used to speak to him, used to speak to me, speak to my kids, my family, or whatever. So here it is, 8 months later. I used to always see him walk in a particular direction. And I was on Facebook one day and somebody had put a post up that somebody had unalived themselves. And God gives me so much discernment. I didn't know who it was, but guess who I thought of? The guy that was walking in the middle of the road. And I was right, you guys. It was on my heart so heavy. Even though I seen the Facebook post, I just kept thinking, I hope it's not him. I hope it's not him. I hope it's not him. I'm praying that it's not him. But when somebody takes that decision, there's nothing you could do, think, feel, or do anymore at that moment. Once they gone, they gone. That's what people need to understand. Once somebody's gone, they gone. So we need to, while people here, make sure that we're doing everything we can, because if something does happen, we don't want to feel like it was something that we could have done to be able to prevent it. So yeah, I thought about that thing all night. I even reached out to a friend and explained to them what I explained to y'all. They like, it might not be him. So the next day, I speak to the acquaintance of the person that unalived themselves, and I asked, I'm like, my bad, y'all. I'm like, did he such and such? And he was like, see, this person that I'm telling y'all about, they can't even really speak too well. But he knew about the situation. I said, is everything all right with, his name was Gabriel. I said, is everything all right with Gabriel? He's like, I don't know. But I could tell by the way that he sounded that he had already heard something, but it wasn't confirmed. So lo and behold, come to find out, he did do that to himself, y'all. And it broke my heart. My kids knew of him, and it broke their heart too. And it's showing them early. Get a grip on mental health. Get a grip on helping people. Get a grip on just knowing when signs are not leading in the right way. My kids even try to talk to him. So what I want to basically express to y'all, that even though I didn't really know this person, I did try to do my job as a Christian. And whenever I seen him walking in the middle of the road, I tried to deter him. And that's what we do. We try to deter. But I haven't known him that long and didn't have a relationship with him. I was going to say a great relationship, but I didn't have any relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? He was just a passerby. But I still think to myself, is there something more that I could have done? The only person that I reached out to when I seen him walking in the middle of the road, I reached out to a guy that worked at the store, a manager that worked at the store that used to let the guy who did that to himself work there. I said something to him about it. I'm like, do you know I seen him walking in the middle of the street? He's like, yeah, girls just throw him out. Okay, we need to have our own. And sometimes we can't have our own But as long as you're working towards getting your own, God is going to make sure you have your own. You cannot live relying on nobody. I don't care if it's for a house. I don't care if it's for your emotional state. You know, we have to lean on God because people are always not going to be there. And, you know, now that that has took place, I wish that I could have asked them, like, let me take you to the hospital. Let me call EMS for you. And whenever I picked him up and talked to him, I had taken him to Food Line to make sure he got to a safe destination. But he had been drinking that day, and I didn't feel safe leaving him there. So I spied on him for a while, and I ended up asking him just to get in the car. And then I took him to another destination. And that's when I talked to him, and we exchanged numbers. But I should have, pried. I should have found his family members and reached out to them and told him what they were doing, what he was doing. Yeah, I should have. But I did do as much as I could, having the knowledge that I had at the time. But now that that has taken place, anybody get around me that is suicidal, I'm telling on you. Call me a snitch or whatever you want to do, but I'm telling on you. Because I did talk to him, but he needed more than talking. He needed a lot more than talking. That man was broken. And I can't even believe I'm speaking about him like this right now. But rest in peace, Gabriel. Rest in peace, Gabriel. And, you know, the word speaks, you know, that we can't do that to ourselves. We're not supposed to do that. But God is so forgiving. I feel like people that are broken, because he said that the word also says God is near the brokenhearted. I think his heart was broken. So when people are broken like that, you know what I'm saying? It's a different level. Somebody can do that to themselves by just hatred, but he did it out of hurt. You know what I'm saying? It don't make it any better, but he was broken. He was broken, didn't have that support system that he needed to have. So I hope God had mercy on him, you know, and it's just really, 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 really sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. But I'm going to let y'all go. Just do this for me. Do this for yourself, or do this for the people you love. If you see them suffering, don't let them suffer in silence. Don't let them struggle publicly. But rest in peace, Gabriel. I hate that I'm doing this video about you, but maybe if I spread this video, then somebody will reach out to somebody that they need to reach out to. And I would like to end this on the last note that, you know, if I noticed something was wrong with his mental state and I tried to talk to him, imagine how many other people were around him that could have helped him. Sisters, brothers, cousins, parents, friends, even the acquaintance that I knew him through. He could have reached out. Whenever I told him about it, he could have reached out. He could have been an outlet. So don't take mental health lightly at all. Excuse me, y'all. And when I went back on Facebook, I seen, you know what I'm saying, that they did put that he had mental health issues, and I'm sure he had been dealing with them for a while. And I wanted to also add this. People, at the end of the day, most people don't really give a damn about you. He did that to himself, and guess where he did it at? It was a cul-de-sac. He had a girlfriend, and it was another couple in the neighborhood. He left his girlfriend for another girl. She left her boyfriend for him. So it's two couples in one neighborhood, two of them creeping with one another. So basically he did it in front of the current girlfriend's house, in front of her and her ex-boyfriend's house, to prove a point to them, to let them know, y'all hurting me, y'all going behind my back. This is something y'all gonna have to look at for the rest of y'all life. And most people that would traumatize, if you have a heart, but it's a lot of heartless people out here. Ain't no way I'm gonna hurt myself to get to another person. People are evil. People are wicked. Shoot. I hate to say it, but some people just don't care. Some people just don't care. But I'm gonna let y'all go. And I appreciate y'all for listening to me. But please reach out to your loved ones. And I promise myself after that situation, you know what I'm saying, and seeing people in mental health trials, that I'm going to go the extra mile for them, because I want somebody to go the extra mile for me. Talk to y'all later. Bye.